Good morning. This is your media report for Wednesday, May the 17th, 2017. I'm Sergeant Chuck Breen, Media Relations Officer for the St. John Police Force. During the last 24 hours, St. John Police have responded to 151 calls for service. We'd like to hear from anyone that has any information concerning any of our calls or investigations. We can be reached at 506-648-3333 or at our email police@stjohn.ca. Or you can do it anonymously through the Provincial Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or on their website at crimenb.ca. On Tuesday afternoon at 1 p.m., St. John Police responded to a call of an assault at Roxbury Drive. Responding officers were advised by the victim that she was in her apartment and heard a commotion in the hallway. When she came out to investigate, a tenant from across the hall came out of her apartment and started yelling at her to be quiet. When she tried to explain that it wasn't her making the noise, the tenant then began to argue with her and struck her in the face with a piece of metal, and also began punching her in the face. As a result, police arrested a 43-year-old female for assault. When the officers were placing her under arrest, she resisted and kicked the officers. She was transported to the St. John Police Force Detention Center, where she was lodged in cells. Further investigation revealed that she was on a court order from Nova Scotia, which she violated by failing to advise that she had moved from Nova Scotia to New Brunswick. She was charged for violating a court order, as well as assault with a weapon, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police officer. She was held to appear in court. The victim was treated on scene by paramedics and was released with non-life-threatening injuries. At 5:08 p.m., St. John Police responded to a call of a disturbance on Duke Street South. When the officer arrived, the female began yelling obscenities at the officer from inside the residence. The officer noted that the female had scratches and bruising to her face, and that the male, later identified as her boyfriend, had a swollen eye. Both parties claimed that the other had assaulted them. As a result, police arrested a 21-year-old female and a 28-year-old male for assault. They were transported to the St. John Police Station, where they were released to appear in court on a later date. On Tuesday night at 3:18 a.m., a St. John Police officer noted a vehicle being driven the wrong way on Queen Square North. The officer stopped the vehicle, and when he got out to speak to the driver accelerated the vehicle and drove away at a high rate of speed. The officer pursued the vehicle from the uptown area onto the causeway. The vehicle had gone through a number of intersections without stopping or slowing down. At one point, the vehicle struck a curb, causing the passenger side front tire to blow. Shortly after, the driver of the vehicle pulled into a parking lot on Rossay Avenue, at which time he jumped from the vehicle and tried to run away. He was quickly captured by an officer and placed under arrest. The suspect tried to resist and assaulted the arresting officer at that time. As a result, police are charging a 21-year-old male for dangerous driving, failing to stop for a police officer, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police officer. He was transported to the St. John Police Station, where he is being held for court. There were two other occupants in the vehicle, and when they were checked by police, they were found to be in possession of crack cocaine as well as marijuana. Police arrested the two males, ages 32 years old, for possession of a narcotic. They were released to appear in court on a later date. This will conclude the media report for Wednesday, May the 17th, 2017. Have a great day, and remember, let's be careful out there.